another Raw video from your favorite YouTube scout, Draftrawthentic. Yes, I'm finally here making another video, and like I said, it's a Raw one, so there will be no edits. Now, I am doing another draft breakdown. Once again, this will be 32 teams, 32 days, draft breakdowns for each team in the NFL. I already finished the AFC North, and now I'm on to the NFC North. And if you're seeing this video, I already did the Lions and the Green Bay Packers. So if you're a fan of one of those teams, you can go check out those videos. They should be up and loaded. But this draft breakdown will be about the Minnesota Vikings. Yes, the Minnesota Vikings draft breakdown. So you know what? Let's just get into it. In the first round, the Minnesota Vikings chose my favorite corner in this draft, Mike Hughes. Tackle, cover, everything. Okay, let's just get to the second pick. I'm dead serious. Like, Mike Hughes, I don't need to say anymore. He's my favorite corner. Simple as that. So if you're a fan, you got a good player. So now we're gonna go to the second round. Seriously, Brian O'Neill from Pittsburgh, offensive tackle. This guy, the most athletic offensive lineman in the draft, and the tackle in the draft. You know what was kind of crazy? When I was watching a lot of these offensive tackles, I saw that some of the best pass blockers this year all ran a sub 5 in the 40. It's kind of weird that the ones that I felt was the best pass blockers, got that. But I don't know. I don't know what it explains, but it was definitely kind of weird seeing that. But Brian O'Neill, I felt was though one of the better pass blockers as a tackle. He needs to work on getting his functional strength up, but I think that his feet are so good and he has long arms that he's going to be able to become a pretty good left tackle in this league. Now, the Vikings use, I believe, Riley Reiff as a left tackle, and when he was with the Lions, Reiff was not that good, but when he's with the Vikings this past year, he actually didn't do that bad. So we don't know, but Brian O'Neill, maybe he'll be the right tackle for the Vikings. But I think that this guy will eventually supplant Riley Reiff and become a left tackle. He just needs to get his strength up. But I think that when it comes down to it, I felt as though he was the number one tackle in the draft. And the way how I rate offensive tackles in the draft, to me, it's easier to teach a tackle how to run block in terms of the techniques and stuff than how to pass block. Pass blocking involves really quick feet, and some tackles just don't have that feet. And then the way you punch your hands out and how you have to get in the shoulder pads and stuff like that, some tackles just don't get it, and they end up grabbing on the outside of the shoulder pads and stuff like that. And that's just what happens. But with Brian O'Neill, I seen a guy that had the feet, that was punching really well. So I see a guy that can be a pretty good left tackle in this league. He just have to work on putting the functional strength on so that guys won't bull rush him into the quarterback. But if he puts that on, he's going to be one of the better tackles. Now, going to their next pick was in the fourth round. They picked Jalen Holmes. I'm going to just say this. I did not like any of the defensive end / pass rushers from Ohio State, so I actually don't like this pick. I'm sorry, Vikings fans, it wasn't a good pick. I can't even go into it. I won't go into it. I didn't like none of them, even Sam Hubbard. I didn't like him, so it is what it is. But anyway, their next pick in the fifth round was Tyler Conklin, tight end from Central Michigan. More of a blocking tight end, and he's made some pretty good solid catches that I've seen, but I don't know how he's going to contribute to the team as much. But I think that he would make a good complement to Kyle Rudolph. So even though he won't be that perennial pass-catching tight end, he makes a complement that you can have when you have a Kyle Rudolph in him. And it kind of almost similar in the ways of Kyle Rudolph is a good blocker, and he can, he makes really good catches, while Tyler Conklin, you've seen pretty good catches that he's made, but he's more of a blocker, period. So, but we'll see what happens as time goes on when it comes to Tyler Conklin. Now, their next pick was another 5th round pick, and it was Daniel Carson, kicker. I've said this in a lot of my videos. I do not look at long snappers, kickers, punters, or fullbacks. So, I'm sorry, I can't give you a draft breakdown for him. So, I got to go to the next pick. Colby Gossett from offensive guard. It's the same situation. I think he's from Appalachian State. I could be wrong. I'm sorry. I used 2 different websites to look at prospects, and his name wasn't on either website, so I can't give you a breakdown of what type of player he is. I'm sorry about that, and yeah, I do have to go to the next pick. Anyway, Ada Runner from Tulane, the defensive end. I thought that he was a unpolished pass rusher, but he had so much potential to being really, really good in this league. A Runner was just... the one thing that when I look at defensive players, I want to see high energy and a no give up attitude and a like this is my last game type of playing style when I'm looking at him. And I feel as though Ada Runner gave me that in glimpses. Not every play, but gave me that in glimpses. And I've seen a guy that at Tulane, maybe he should have been a little bit more dominant than what he was, but he was still a pretty good player. But when it comes down to it, he is a 6th round pick. So if he doesn't become much, then he doesn't become much. But he's one of those late round guys that could become a pretty good player for the Minnesota Vikings team. And then their last pick, Devontae Downs, linebacker from Cal. Same situation. Never saw his name on the 2 websites, so I did not get to study any of his game tape. I'm sorry about that. I couldn't. It happens. I can't look at every single prospect. But I definitely can tell you I looked at least 250 prospects. So, it is what it is. Sorry about that. But anyway, you know what? Because I can't give you most of those last picks, I'm going to just go back to Mike Hughes. Mike Hughes is a guy, the reason why he dropped in the draft was some off-the-field issues that he's, I believe, 2 years removed from. So I think he has matured as a player. But Mike Hughes, like I said, he was my favorite cornerback prospect. I liked his energy. I liked the way he was a willing tackler. I liked the way he covered, the way he went for the ball. I think he has solid ball skills. I think that he gives you everything that you want in a corner. The only thing is that I believe he's just like 5'10" or 5'11", so it hurts him a little bit. Then on top of that, he ran a 4.53, which then in the minds of GMs will hurt him. But to me, you running the 4.5s as a corner, I'm still good. I'm still cool with you. It's what I see on tape. And if I see slow speed on tape, then it concerns me. But if I see really, pretty good speed on tape, then the combine 40-yard dash doesn't bother me. But anyway, this was the Minnesota Vikings draft breakdown. If you like this video and you want to see more videos, please hit that like button. Like I said, if you want to see more of me and what I have to do with these draft breakdowns, then please subscribe to Draftrawthentic. Please comment so we can debate. If you didn't like what I had to say about the Minnesota Vikings or the players that they pick, or if you want to have your little deal, what you want to know about certain things, and if you want me to go in deeper detail about these players, I can. So please comment. Please share this video so other people can comment and we can debate, or we can talk about the draft and we can build this draft community like I want it to be. And once again, this is Draftrawthentic. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.